I'm trying to study what kind of mechanism they can create a result. This is very important. Otherwise, if you don't understand mechanism or the content of the system, they're going to this open. So they're going to give me the kind of question that they're going to charge million, 2 million, 3 million and dollars for this open and place for いいこれ
どうぞ。
カバンこっち
はい。
and they're going to charge for me like my former homepage. My former homepage was I paid 200,000-300,000 yen every month, and I can't change it because of they only WordPress. Now is system people they're going to charge your company 1 million, 2 million every month because you don't know what the result is coming up, right? And how can calculation is doing on the deep learning. So deep learning is very difficult, calculation we need to consider. I will show you some what I studied here.
はい、皆さん。W のラジルソ IJ 版に変更しました。
This one. Already I studied this one, okay?
Differential code.
Yeah,
differential.
I know that all details, like this one. I studied spent a couple of weeks study this one. I studied already, so I know that. And then, but usually every time show the video. Okay, this is difficult. Just we're going to skip it. No, you should not skip it. You should understand detail about this. How they're going to calculate. Otherwise, IBM we're going to charge 1 million, 2 million.
Well, they're going to do that anyway because these kind of like this hardware is not affordable for individuals, right?
Oh my God, the advertisement, amazing. This
でも
one,
ラジっていうの
this one. Many people they didn't study. This is the first year of university. Okay,
Doesn't
the
look
first
simple.
year, not high school. They are going teaching just only the single fragmentation, but the
Differentiation.
double fragmentation is the university. This one I studied already, and we should understand instead of coding. We should understand this first, and I don't need to coding itself, and then I can understand many kind of equations.
So they're going to
Yeah,
make
that's right.
find the least,
Yeah,
the smallest, the best fit of the data.
that's right. That's right. This is what I studied.
ちょっと難しそう。
難しい。
I
And,
just did a single B1 in high school. So,
Single?
how can I say, like, I don't know English word, but like, 普通の B1 一次 B1、二次 B1。
フラクチュアシェイション。フラクチュアリゼーション。
I would say, black.
フラクチュアリ
A の
ゼーシ
3
ョン。
の B の2乗の係数は 10になるということが
あ、二項定理。
フラクチュアリゼー
出
ション。
てこないんですよ。かっていうとあたりで書きやすかった
You
か
mean
らこれ
fractals like chaos used in chaos theory, or
こ
what?
この K が N マイナス
フラクチュアリゼーション。
フラクチュアル。
Division? You mean?
ディフェレンシ
Differentials.
ディフェレンシエーション。微分ディフェレンシエーション。And this
Differentials.
one. Do you know this one?
そういう二項定理。
Do you know this one?
No.
This is a high school
Yeah,
second year.
I did, but I forgot.
Second year. High school second year. And I studied high school first year, second year, third year, and university first year. 4 years I already restudied past couple of weeks.
Oh,
And
wow, you say
Yeah.
couple of
This is a
weeks?
book, yes.
Oh, really?
This book.
Oh,
I bought this one.
Did you study
Yeah.
this one at your high school?
I know, I understand everything.
Okay.
And okay,
What are we
this
doing
one,
here?
this one is you should completely understand this one.
What are we doing here?
Oh, this is okay. U a plus b and n. What do you call? Where
Yeah, that's to the power of n.
n square or something.
No,
And
to the power of.
usually you cannot calculate this one immediately. But if you this is not difficult, very easy to consider for this
Yeah.
equation. I know that this is many kind this a plus b and n something square. Then we're going to calculate like this.
Mm.
And I studied already. But this one is we should study if you're going to touch deep learning.
Mm.
Okay, mandatory. This is for deep learning. Many equation, many mathematical study you should.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sometimes I watch this guy's channel, Yobinori.
This
Yeah,
one.
he's explains pretty.
Okay, he's a very good guy.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can
He's
help.
very famous.
You're watching
This
that?
sentence
Yeah,
is
yeah,
grammatically
yeah.
correct.
Yeah, he's
はい、どうもこんにちは。今回は
This
合同
one,
式っていう
this
整
one.
数問題に対する一つの
My son knows well, middle high,
Oh.
Mm.
and high school and university. He just covered many
yeah.
diverse areas, like which one? Like. Oh, this one. This
はい、
one.
皆さんこんにちは。
This one
今
is
回はこ
like
ちらの極限の計算を
this one is like this is a high school, okay?
Mm.
But this one is we need to study for deep learning. Okay, just solve thing, and every presentation and many presenter they said, and this is difficult. Do you understand? It's very difficult to study. Okay, we're going to skip it. I tell you, no, you can skip. You should study in detail how to do that to get result. Otherwise, you cannot understand deep learning. Even if you are consulting for customer and you're going to talk about deep learning, you should study this. Otherwise, you cannot. You don't need to study for programming, but you should understand mathematics. And if you're going to study this one, it takes 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah, 1 month from
Probably
morning
more.
to night. So
From morning to
if you're doing work, okay, maybe several months. Then if you understand, then after that you can talk with your customer. No, this is not like that. Okay, you don't need coding like that, and you can talking about system, and this is very easy to discuss about and it is talking about deep learning. I just typing. What? What? Huh? What is this? Titles. There are many type of deep learning layers, and 10 to 20 layers, but we need to memorize 5 or 6 layers. For example, So this one
This looks like.
coming here, and this is most fundamental layer. This one. Okay.
That's,
And they have 5 or 6 layers type. So this is one layer, and second layer, third layer. They mix in several layers. Maybe they don't explain every layer, but this is one layer, very basic layer. And several different layers. This is most fundamental layer. I try to study this. This is the first study of this. And this one is.
Okay, this is just a,
just
mathematical equation with a graphical.
Yeah, and if you're going to put some information from this equation, and the result is 1 or minus 0.
That's just adding data to that equation and then plotting it out in a graph.
0.5 or 0.7 or minus 0.5 or 0. And this equation is they're going to have 100, 200, 300 in layers in sequence. This is deep learning.
But what I don't understand what
This is very similar idea for the human being neuron. One input is
But what are we going to put in the second layer then?
second layer is again the same. They're going to answer 1, and then second layer is another summarizing. And
why do we need that?
why do we need that? They're going to have many type of aspects of analyzing point, color, shape.
Are they going to ask parallel questions? So basically, if you look at reality, then it has dimensions, it has smell, it has color.
Exactly, colors. This is 100 layers.
So it will be you will be able to parallelly process or answer questions about.
Why? Yes, I can't find it now, but one example is.
So in an image, you want to analyze colors, light, dimensions.
Yes.
で、勤務スケジューリング問題でスリ問題として。
For example, most basic is numeric, 0 to 9, and numeric they have some 60,000 samples they analyze numeric 0 to 9, and they were aware of how to analyze it, but I don't know where.
That's the basic example of learning how to recognize handwritten numbers. Yeah, I saw that.
This is
はい、ソニーの小林です。こちらの動画では画像の認識等で非常に高い性能を実現するコンボがありますので、どうぞそちらとプリント、演算量が袋の入力画像が入力された場合、
This one is input, and this actually the dot is 0, 1, 2, 3 dot is 1 dot matrix is 800 dots for 0 here, but they have dot 1, 2, 3, 5, so 28 dot and 28 dot, and you calculate this 800 dot in this screen. So 800 dot is 800. This is all 800 to going to 800 coming to one post, this second layer. And this one is next step is also all dots get together to one point, and is 100 layers going by sequence. And the tremendous amount of time they're going to spend to calculating or this recognizing the figures. finally they cannot get this is 0. Okay, we're going to show 0. No, they cannot get 0. First result is random result is coming because every time this put on weight, 1 million weight in that's just only automatically assigned weight on this layers. So they're going to finally get 0. Okay, we're going to the final result is 0. We need to adjusting weight many times to reaching 0 answer. So not easy, okay?
No.
The deep
Not easy, I
deep
don't know.
learning is not easy. So this is sort of in a process. The kind of this system is IBM or Google already they have their own system, and maybe they have system. Google they have system. IBM. Why this doesn't work? Deep learning certification? Oh, no, what is it? Yeah. Oh, this is Japanese, no English. This one is the deep learning. This one, their software. No English. What's the machine language accelerator? Oh, Japanese. This is they have software. So we're going to put in big data and they're going to calculate a result. But this is shardable. This is deep learning. But
So what the way it works, for example, in that video we saw for these images of skin tissue, and then they fed like hundreds of thousands of images of skin into the database and into the system, and then they just gave the result, or this is cancer, this is not cancer.
exactly. So, but not 100 million data. Just into
So all these images, and then they're going to feed that into the system. Then the system learns to recognize how to distinguish between a cancer and between a non-cancer.
exactly.
And then basically what you can do then is that you can feed a new image into that system, and the system will tell you, oh, sorry, you need to see a doctor because you may have
exactly.
cancer.
Very accurate.
Mm.
97, 98% they're going to tell you this is your cancer.
Right. So
This is deep learning, but you need to understand this skin case is not difficult, but more difficult is how to correct your customer and putting input data, 20 data source, data type, and the final result coming up. But you need to know how to calculate it. Otherwise, reliability you cannot make judgment. But this is not right way pay money. Like a dog or cat or some animal, this is a easy thing to make judgment. Cancer or not cancer is very easy thing. Big data put into the system, and system automatically running it. They can give you result, cancer or not cancer. You don't need to the calculation method,
Right.
but you need to consider in the case of your business capability or sort of things. You need to understand like I show you the equation or some mathematical calculation method. Otherwise, why result is coming out? If you don't know that, but I think it's cause problem because the result might be wrong. Result might be wrong depending on what kind of parameter and just some.
But what we
What's so-called is something engineer, technical engineer. They're going to design the model, and they're going to design the 100 layers, 200 layers.
But I mean, okay, but if we make a small step first into mechanical engineering, then you can easily imagine that, for example, you put sensors on equipment, and we can analyze, for example, if we hear a buzz or some irregularity on the sensor, then you might identify where problems may occur in the future. So that if we can do that, and that's actually not that hard to do, then it would not be difficult to actually to create a system where we can also create sensors in our production process, but also in our sales process, where we can identify, hey, actually, the number of leads in your pipeline is not sufficient to achieve at this moment to achieve your sales numbers in by the second quarter of next year.
Exactly. So why just the consultant or why management need to study the mechanism of deep learning, and if just make scientist, engineer, they give us result. Okay, class, this is your result, your company result, your future, your profit estimate, and then I go see the result and just what kind of big data gave it to me, what kind of big data you going to pick it up, and how you going to get this result, and then I going to tell you your analysis is not like that. Okay. My opinion different. If I did know the calculation system mechanism, I can give them recommendation. You should do this, and okay, you try to do it. If I don't know that this kind of deep learning, everybody treat deep learning like a kind of black box, right? And I give it the big data, and they answer the result. This is kind of level situation. This is wrong. If you're going to kind of that, depending on the scientist or engineer, they're going to design a system, and this is up to his skill. But this is not right things to do. This is deep learning. The current deep learning problem is many people just kind of okay, this mathematical we can neglect. We don't need to study mathematical. No kidding. You should study it. Otherwise, you cannot use deep learning. So this is what I'm thinking recently deeply. But then step forward, consider for deep learning. Now is result is quantum computers. I got the result. More deep, more sophisticated analytical system we need to change for is conclusion is quantum computing. And so just calculation is the same. We're going to put in mathematical equations. And quantum computing, in front of that calculation, they need to prepare a physical equation, but this is some specific background of their computing system. But this is we don't need to understand in detail, but you should understand detail about how to calculate to get result.